So, a lot of people think you have to look inside of a beehive to assess, but actually, as soon as you pull into a yard, you can begin assessing hives, especially, on a commercial scale. You usually do not have time to dig into each and every hive and assess, how things are going or what have you. So you learn to be a little more efficient on things, and a perfect example is this. So I came out here to check on this yard to see if they needed supering, and really what I ended up doing was just checking one colony per pallet. So roughly 25% of the hives I checked. That gives me, at least for me, gave me a large enough sample to feel I know where the odd or where most of the colonies are. The other way of assessing, and I actually discovered a queenless colony just by doing this, is the activity. Now obviously, if you come out to your bees early in the morning or late at night, it's going to be harder to tell, but it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's sunny, so they should be flying well. And if you notice, the activity in front of all of them is pretty consistent. Now the one here on the right, let me see if I can, that one there is a bit weaker, actually because of the less activity. I did open it up. It's queen right, just a little bit behind. It seems like they may have superseded the original queen. That one there, once again on the right, is a little bit weaker than the other one, but otherwise perfectly fine. Now, if we go around to the other side here, okay, so pretty consistent. Also to keep in mind, if there's a side that's in the shade more so or whatever, but as a general rule. Now, if you look at the front of these 3 pallets here, activity is pretty consistent. Come to this one and look at how much slower this one on the right is. The one on the left has a bit more activity. Actually, the one on the right's picking up a bit too. But anyways, the one on the right here, this is the one that actually ended up being queenless, and so we were able to catch that and make it queen right. So once again, you don't have to just dig into your hives to assess what's going on. As time goes on and you build your assessment tools, a lot of times just looking in a yard and just observing the flight patterns in front of the hives can tell you a lot. Also, just popping the top, if you will, of a hive can give you a really good idea. I also like this thing that a lot of guys do, and I'm actually starting to do it more, which is assessing colony strength by looking underneath the hive. So, say I want to figure out, is this hive queen right? Well, I can look for eggs, or if I'm in a rush, I can break these 2 boxes apart, lift this top one up, and look through the bottom of the frames and see, am I seeing capped brood? Am I seeing larvae? A lot of times in stronger colonies, you'll have burr comb that's been built between the 2 boxes, and you'll see eggs there. So even just by cracking the 2 boxes, I'm not disrupting the cluster of bees by going through the frames. Just by breaking the boxes apart, I can a lot of times see if there's larvae or eggs just there. So, once again, you want to disturb your bees as little as possible. While you're learning, you do need to disturb your bees, though, to learn. But as time goes on, obviously the goal is to enjoy working with your bees and to do it in a way that's as least disruptive to them as possible. So anyways, happy beekeeping.